What up, everyone? I was gonna try to do the whole 16:9 widescreen, but unfortunately, when I rotate my phone, the camera looks like shit, and it gets part of the wheel in the way. So we're doing it in this dumb fuck. I hate this video. I hate this video orientation personally, but it's just what we have to work with. I want to talk about this clown from Fresh and Fit. Now, everyone probably knows who Fresh and Fit is, or as I like to call, Fresh and Shit. So the reason I want to talk about them is because when you see all these guys, all these young guys, even guys in my age range, like below 35, whatever, they keep watching Fresh and Fit, and they watch their podcasts, and they throw them money all the time. And the podcast is interesting, and this is why it's very interesting. The message constantly pushed by Myron Gaines, and I forgot who the other fucking guy is. The guy that just doesn't, I don't know, he just says facts all the time. I forgot his name. But that guy, those two guys, all they really do is they talk about, like, all of this misogynistic shit, like women should be at home, women shouldn't work, women are stupid. Like, literally, all of their episodes revolve around that. But the problem is that most of their audience is men. And it's probably actually really lonely men. I'm not going to say, I don't want to use the word incel. I think that's a term that's overused a lot. But you have this audience of, like, men already that are insecure about themselves. So then they're going to be paying attention to Fresh and Fit. So all Myron Gaines keeps doing is he keeps, by the way, very disrespectfully, kicking women off his podcast, like on live stream too. And he's like, oh, get the fuck out. And apparently the crowd loves it. Basically, he is catering to a crowd of men that are insecure about themselves and that are, I would honestly say, misogynistic against women. So it's like, okay, this is your target audience, it's misogynists. Now, the next interesting thing about this entire podcast that no one fucking talks about, they both keep saying, and again, I forgot that other fucking guy's, I don't know, the guy that, like, says, like, 4 or 5 things, and he looks like a fucking little troll doll that got his fucking face punched in or something. So they keep saying, like, don't be a simp, right? They keep saying that shit. Okay, let's put that to the side here, and just remember that. Who do they keep hosting on the fucking podcast? Who do they keep fucking hosting? They keep hosting all these fucking women that have an OnlyFans. And, like, sex workers, and, like, what was the other, women that are, like, sugar babies, I think. Yeah, so women that are, I'm not going to say built to take your money, but that's actually an accurate way to put it, to be very honest. Like, women built to take your fucking money, right? So you have all of these women that are built to literally extract as much money as possible from you. And Myron Gaines says, oh, don't be a simp, don't do this, but you fucking talk about the lady that's on there, and you talk about her OnlyFans, or you talk about, like, this sex worker, or you talk about this sugar babe. So it's like, okay, so you've given them a platform, and they're making a fuck ton of money, and there are multiple interviews. You don't, like, if you want to just say I'm making shit up, I'm not making shit up. I'm doing the shit out of my fucking car. That's about as real as it can get. They're literally doing all of these interviews with all these ladies and stuff. And the thing is, those ladies have said this. And I'm speaking of interviews, like, off the podcast, like post podcast, and they're telling people I made so much money going onto that fucking show. So let's break down the formula. Myron Gaines drops the fish hook and says, hey, we'll pay for you to come on our stupid fucking podcast. And the girl's going to be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then They get over there, they do the fucking podcast, and now her OnlyFans subscribers blows up by like 1,000 people or something. It's like, that bitch is going to make a lot of fucking money just going on the podcast. Now we've hit the point where the podcast, now that I've just explained this, the podcast doesn't actually help men. There's no way it fucking helps men. What does it actually do? No, it doesn't help men. It's just a business model. It's a revolving hamster wheel, and all it's doing is it's reinforcing really misogyny again with men, and it's like women suck, women are all whores, you know, stuff like that, which is shit that's not true at all. Women are amazing. We gotta slow down. So they're pushing all this shit, but then they're not. It's like contrary, like where they're saying, "Don't be a simp. Don't give these women money." And it's like, but you're gonna platform. It's like, but you're gonna platform like the biggest bait ever for your audience, and then your audience is gonna give you money in the terms of super chats, and the ladies are gonna get like shitloads of subscribers as a result. So, that cop's hauling ass. He's probably pulling that guy over for speeding. Sucks to be him. So anyway, yeah, so now that I've formulated and have articulated to you that Fresh and Fit, all they really do is host women. First of all, they're really nasty to women. They host women on their podcast. They kick them the fuck out. They say, don't be a simp. They say, don't do this, but their audience, I guess they're like self-hating incels. And I don't like to use the term incel. It's so overused, but I can't think of another term. They're like self-hating, and they're giving these women money. It's kind of ironic. So stupid. So they don't help men. They just help men spend their money on shit that's not going to help them in life. So giving them generic fitness advice, giving them the generic game advice, and I will do in a totally separate fucking discussion on how their game fucking blows donkey cock, but because they don't fucking have game. Now, the other thing about the podcast, and like, so what I just said, where the women that go on it have openly stated in multiple interviews off the podcast that they've made a shitload of money going on there. Not a lot of people talk about that, but that is a 100% fact. Now, like, why else would Myron Gaines spend like $3,000 flying some lady out that's like a sex worker or an OnlyFans girl, and, you know, or a girl with OnlyFans, I should say, you know, proper English, and, you know, why would he just fucking do that just to have them on for one evening? That makes no sense. So the next thing that happens is, and this has been lightly touched on, there's a dating coach called John Anthony, and he actually touched on this a lot, multiple times actually, but there was a lady called Anna Quinn, and she did like a fitness channel or something, and she Myron Gaines tried to like contact her like semi-aggressively, and then finally she responded to him or whatever, and basically he said, you can come on, I'd like you to come on my platform. She's like, okay, cool. And he's like, just so you know, I only hook up with girls that come on my platform. And it's like, wait, what? So basically, Myron's trying to like leverage, and this is multiple video. This isn't just Anna Quinn. There are multiple verified fucking videos where this shit's happened. There's another lady, Nina Unrated. She's the other one where she said these guys just wanted to fuck me, and I told them that's not why I'm here. I'm here to just do a podcast with you guys. And then like I remember she named her price. Like, I think Myron said, do you do sex scenes on your Patreon, or would you do sex scenes on Patreon? Something along those lines. And she dropped the price tag and where the price tag starts at. And Myron, I don't know if the guy's like broke or didn't want to pay, but it started at like $2,500, and he like never touched it again. So Myron fucking can't afford at least $3,000, I'm assuming, to do some sex, because he wanted to throw it on his Patreon, like have her do a scene and throw it on his Patreon so he makes money. So it's like, holy shit, this guy's an asshole. So Anyway, so I just named 2 very specific instances where they wanted to just bang, they wanted to bang the girls that would come on the podcast. So what can we conclude from this? We can conclude that it is highly likely, although not verified, but highly likely that Myron Gaines, his entire God damn it, is that? Oh, this fucking grandma's using a phone and almost hit me. Jesus. Alright. We can conclude that basically Myron Gaines is highly likely, not verifiable though, highly likely he's paying girls and fucking them. Seriously. Like, so if you're saying, oh, this girl's going to come on the podcast, paying this girl to come on the podcast, paying this girl to fly her out, fly this girl out to Miami and do the podcast, like, and if he did that to Anna Quinn, and he did that to, I think her name's Nina, her YouTube's called Nina Unrated, you're saying this shit, like, holy fuck, like, dude, like, that guy, he's basically just paying girls and fucking them. That's all he's doing. So, I'm gonna jump back to when I first made this. He's supposed to run a podcast for men to help men with dating, but he's not helping them. Like, you're just paying girls and you're fucking them. That doesn't demonstrate any mastery of like social dynamics. It doesn't demonstrate the mastery of the human domain at all. Like, it blows my fucking mind that, I mean, you know what, you can't hate on it, and here's why. Because the guy's probably making a shitload of fucking money. And he's banging a lot of girls. I mean, he's banging a lot of girls, and which is, and you know, it's kind of fucked up that it's so transactional, I guess, but like, if you really look at it from like a different point of view, he's actually really fucking smart doing it this way. I'm going to be very honest, even though he is a jackass. He's going about it really smart, though. Because, first of all, this is all, I mean, it's all just a real niche to just, get money from fucking lonely men or incels or whatever. So all he's doing is getting money from them. And he's paying girls to go on, so he keeps making more money. And he's fucking them. Presumably. We as in the audience, as in I just discussed, 2 widely known, well-known, well-published cases where he was trying to bang girls that were on the podcast. So, I will say this though, man. There's one more thing I'm gonna leave before I upload this shit, but Myron Gaines, this is like a direct challenge, and I don't give a fuck what the internet does to me. I literally don't. You can say whatever the fuck. You can say my hair's receding. You can say I'm a fat fuck. I don't give a fuck. But one fucking thing I don't understand. Most people that fucking say they were an undercover agent with a government agency, it fucking means, usually, at least with police, usually, you were a fucking criminal informant. That is what that shit means. I am very, very curious the nature of the work that he really, really did when he worked for the government. And government agent's not this fucking sophisticated fucking thing. I worked for the fucking government. So, it doesn't matter. I'm just very curious if it was actual, let me arrest you type DHS agent, or I'm a CI, which means you don't fucking work for the government. It means you're a fucking snitch. That is what I want to leave with.